This video is made on operating system module 3. Module 3 we have followed V2 syllabus. Module 3 is all about memory management. So in our previous two videos we have discussed background swapping, contiguous memory allocation, paging and structure of page table. So you can see we have covered those part, that how swapping is going on, how overlay works, how contiguous, what are the techniques for memory allocation, contiguous and non-contiguous. Then we have covered contiguous, then static and variable partitioning. Then we have covered non-contiguous memory allocation. Next we have covered paging. After paging we have covered paging hardware with TLB, translation look aside buffer. And the present video we are going to cover inverted page table. In inverted page table, what happens is, as we know, all the processes has its own page table. Like if I take, we have three processes like P0, P1 and P2. We must be having three page table for all three processes. So if I have process, I should have page table for that, and page table must be present in memory also. One more thing we need to remember is, when one page of process P1 is loaded into memory, page table should be there present in the memory for process P1. Okay, it is not like all the pages of process P1 should be loaded to memory, then only page table will be created in the page table should be present in the memory for process P1. It is not like that. If one page is also loaded to the memory, then also there should be a page table present for P1. Then again, when one more page will be loaded, that entry of that page should be taken to the page table for P1. Okay, so we can see here page number 0, 1, 2, 3 are for, like, this page table entries, as we have seen in previous video. First entry will be page number, second entry will be frame number. So this is 0F0. 0F0 means page number for process P1, 0th page number is present in frame number F0. Okay, similarly if we take one more example from P2, page table of P2, if we look at page table of P2, we can see here page number 0 of P2 is present in frame number P3. Now we will see how is inverted page table. Okay, so inverted page table, what happens is, obviously page table means it should be present in the main memory. But here why it is called inverted? Because it should be just opposite. Entries of the inverted page table will be opposite. How it is opposite is, see here it is page number. In page table it will be page number, then it will be frame number. But in this inverted page table, how it will be? It will be frame number, then it will be page number. And one more additional thing what is incorporated here is process number. Okay, earlier concept was all the page table should be loaded to the main memory. Now concept is not this. Like, we will not have individual page table for all the processes. We will have a combined page table for all the processes, but method of creation of this is in inverted way. Okay, so let us see what we have considered. F0 consists of page number 0 of page number 0 of process P1. So how it is? Page number 0 of process P1, please don't consider this, page number P1 of process P1 is present in which frame number? It is present in frame number 0. Similarly, if I take here, see page number 1 of process P2, page number 1 of process P2 is present in which frame? It is frame number 5. So frame number frame number column, there will be entry for all the frames we have. Like if memory have 1024 frames, here we will have 1024 entries. But in that all frames, what all page numbers are loaded? If it is loaded, then that entry should come. Now this page belongs to which process? After the page is loaded, this page belongs to which process? That process number also should be mentioned. I have used the coloring to make our concept clear. See, brown means, see, P1 is as we have given P1 as brown, so P1 is brown here. Here also again brown. So you can understand P1, for P1 process, page number P2. Page number P2 is present in frame number 6. Okay. So this here we can give 1024 entries, and if all are filled with some pages, then here also all entries will be there. If few pages are loaded to main memory, few numbers will be there. Now similarly, again we'll go back to the methodology, how it works. CPU will generate page number and offset. So page number of what is offset, how it is searched is shown in previous video. So page number will be taken here. Suppose if CPU is generating page number P0 of process P1, so it will be checked in the inverted page table that page number P0 is present in the page table or not. Yes, it is present. And where it is present? It is present in frame number 0. So in main memory, frame number 0 will be checked for page number 0. Okay. Then what will happen? Offset will be taken care. So offset, how offset works here? Offset is from that particular location, how much from that particular one location, like we have seen no in previous previous video. Suppose if you are searching for page number 0 and page number 0 is present in frame number 5, then offset is nothing but, suppose if we want to access A and B, then offset value will be 2. If we want to access till C, offset value, just it is an assumption, offset value will be 3. If we want to access till D, offset value will be 4. So according to the offset, like if I want to access one A, B, C, D all, then what will be the value? Page number is 0. So this entry will be, page number will be 0, D will be 4. So what will happen? Page 0 is present in frame number 5. So it will go to frame number 5 and offset is 4. So A, B, C, D all 4 will be fetched. It was a previous concept, but for making that offset part clear, I have taken care of this. So here offset is D, means from in main memory, operating system will check page number P0 is present in frame number 0. So frame number 0 of memory will be checked, and if offset is 4, so 4 bytes of data will be taken from frame number 0. Okay. Now we'll go for segmentation versus paging, last topic of third module. Segmentation versus paging means, here actually what happens in segmentation versus paging, before we tell that, I will tell what is the actually segmentation concept. Before we go with segmentation, let us once give a brief of paging. In paging what happens, let's say this is our process P1 stored in virtual memory. Virtual memory is divided into equal sized block called page. Main memory is divided into equal size block called frame. Page size equals to frame size. So if P1 takes 3 pages, it means what? We have divided the program into 3 parts. Forcefully we have divided it into 3 parts. Forcefully, why we are telling, we have not taken care how we are dividing. Maybe this is a function, these two together is a function, but function is divided because page size is fixed. If suppose one page size is 1 MB, suppose I am telling. So if one function in the program consists of 1.5 MB, then one function will be divided among 2 pages. So this division, what I try to mean is, paging wise I need to divide the process into equal sized blocks, where we are not considering, we are dividing like according to the program part, like this addition I will keep in 1 page, subtraction I will keep in 1 page, not like that. Blindly we are dividing according to the page size, and 1 page is loaded to 1 frame, second page is loaded to second frame, like that it is. Whereas in the case of segmentation, how it occurs is, how it happens is, you can see here there is a program. In that program, we have one addition function, we have one subtraction function, we have one division function. So what we have, according to segmentation, what we need to do is, see this addition program we will divide. Okay, then we will consider as one module and divide the program here as segment 1. Subtraction, total subtraction we will take together and we will divide it as segment 2. Division portion we will take together and divide it as segment 3. Now instead of page wise shifting where I might have divided addition also into 2 parts, how we have divided? Logically, one functionality we have given in one module without considering the size of the module. Okay, in that what is the advantage is, first before telling the advantage we will tell, see here, then this segment should be loaded in some memory address. Let's say that memory address starts from address 1000. And what is the length of this module? What is the length of module S1? That is, let's say 100. What is the length, what is the base address, like where we have loaded this? According to the free space available, we have loaded it in from address location 1100, and how long it is? It is 400. So segment 2 length is 400, which is loaded in memory location 1100, whereas segment 3 base address, starting address of loading segment 3 in memory is 600 and length of the segment 3 is 200. Okay, so what will happen in this case is, see, if I consider the table, you can easily understand here. When CPU will generate some segment number and segment address or size, what will happen? First of all, in the page table, in the segment table, now we should consider this as segment table, not page table. It is a segment table. In segment table, we will be storing the, operating system will be storing the base address of all the segments, where segments has logically divided, all are not of same size like your paging. What is the advantage of that is, we don't need to divide the program blindly. We will just divide according to the functionality of the program. Okay, that is the first advantage of segmentation over paging. Second thing is, in that case, memory, this is operating system, this is my main memory. We are not dividing main memory initially, so that problem is not there. It is not that time, it is not taking that time of dividing memory into frames. Okay, memory is initially free. We have loaded one module according to the free space available in memory. So segment 1 we have loaded, as I just now showed in board. It starts from base address 1000 and its length is 100. Segment 2 is from 1100 and its length is 400. Segment 3 is 200, and at that moment of time, initially maybe this portion was occupied by some other program. Then when it terminates, again we got some free space before 1000, because question may come, S1 is here, why we could have kept S1 here? At the moment we have loaded S1 here, this portion was occupied, and after we loaded S2, maybe this portion is now freed by some process. So S3 we have loaded, then S4 we have loaded. So we can easily understand, if CPU is generating the address, how CPU will generate segment address. It is byte addressable. So it will be like, if it is 1, it will be like, if it is addressed by 4 bits, so what will happen? 0001 it will be, and segment address is 100. So what will happen is, base address will be checked. Yes, in the segment table 1000 location is there, so we can take this from the main memory, it is already loaded. And how much is the offset or size, like how much memory we should take for that request is, from 1000 we should take 100. Now you consider this. Let's say now the request of segment number is 4. Okay, so it is 4. So where it is stored? It is stored in 800 location. We should go to 800 location. What is the length of the segment? Length of the segment is 200. We already know what is the length of the segment. It is 200. but what CPU wants to fetch is from that segment it wants to fetch 300 location, like from 800 it wants to fetch 300 location. Is it possible? No, because segment length is only 200, so it will create a trap to the operating system. We have this segment length itself is 200. Okay, segment 4 length is 200. So how to fetch 300? How to like the size specified by CPU is wrong, so it cannot be fetched, so it will be creating a trap to the operating system. So segmentation versus paging, if you want to discuss, paging is one way it avoids internal fragmentation, because already fragments are decided, like how many fragments will be there, that is decided. So there is a less possibility of internal fragmentation, we have already discussed. In segmentation, internal fragmentation possibility is there, not that it is not there, but still it is logical division of memory. So it is logically, in that case, segmentation is somewhat better than paging, because paging is kind of blindly we are dividing, and segmentation we are not doing that. Logically we are dividing, and not that we are dividing the memory also before. Okay.